Yeah, good morning, everyone. So this is in the first of the series where we are starting a compliance connect. We got a short session on broker-dealer compliances from the regulatory point of view, and exchange construction. So right now, what we do, I just take you up with the um, very basic compliances. We at the end we will take up the question and answers also from Q&A sessions from all the members. So what just want to show you something that see all the basic compliances we have in the we have in the um, one second. Yeah. So I'm just sharing my screen on. Yeah. So this is our website where there's a membership tab over here. So there are two in the compliance point of view. You can see there are two tabs. Okay. We have compliances for trading members. If you click over there you can find all the compliance calendar. So this is very important from all the trading members point of view. So I've downloaded the compliance calendar. I can show you over there. Yeah. So this is how it looks. So here all the compliance which needs to be maintained from the regulatory perspective, from the trading perspective, and from the clearing point of view, everything is mentioned in this calendar with reference to all the circulars. So members can take a note of it, and in case they wish to have a look of the relevant circulars, all the circular references also provided over there. Another thing is that if members directly want to go to see any circulars, so it's there in the resources tab, and from the resources you can see the circulars over there. So suppose I want to know about the penalty structures, right? So penalty circulars. So penalty circular is there, and I can check it out over there. So, as I already mentioned that all the compliances are actually mentioned in the compliance calendar. We can now we take a short presentation, and we will start with all the basic compliances of which we need to emphasize from the broker dealer's point of view. Um, First is net worth. So, as you might have noticed that there is a recent circular from IFSCA, which has kicked in from September 5th, that every member has to maintain uh, 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 their minimum net worth. The minimum net worth is there in they're provided as per the category of their membership. If they're a trading member, they have to maintain 135,000 USD. If they are a trading member and self-clearing member, then 675,000 USD is to be maintained. Same way, they are if they are a member, clearing member as well as a professional clearing member, then 1,350,000 USD minimum net worth they need to maintain. Now they have to maintain broker dealers have to maintain you have to maintain this network criteria is throughout the year. It's not that anytime if there's a shortfall, there's some we have to disable you as per the news circular. So members will not be able to continue their operations if they trading operations if there is shortfall in their net worth. Also, if you see, we have a requirement. We
Has it
have a
become silent?
requirement of, yeah, yeah, sorry.
No, no, nothing, nothing.
So um, also, if you see that there is also a half yearly requirement of network submission to exchange, and this is for the broker dealers who have enabled themselves in any point of time, and they are enabled members of exchange. They need to submit half yearly network submissions for both the period of period ending 31st March as well as 30th September. So once this 30th September half yearly is done, then the members need to submit the half yearly submissions of their net worth. I've already shown you the circular and the very reference number where you can point, where you can see from the compliance calendar about this submission. The submission has to be done through unit portal, and any point at any rate submission as well as any shortfall will attract penalties. So we will come to the penalties at the end. But right now, just to give you a brief, the submissions are important and need to be maintained. The net worth has to be maintained throughout the year. So there is no leeway for non-maintenance of the net worth. Now coming to the next point, that is base minimum capital. Uh, so trading member has to broker has to maintain base minimum capital according to the categories of the membership. Now, all the broker-dealers who are doing prop and with no algo, there's a BMC requirement is 15,000 USD. Since your exchange deposits itself is 15,000 USD, so it will get settled from BMC. So you not further, so that is adjusted from the exchange deposits. Now, since you have paid 15,000 USD as exchange deposits, you are trading on behalf of your client and your requirement is 25,000 BMC. So 15,000 is anyways is taken care from the exchange deposits. Additional 10,000 you need to have BMC deposits. Uh, Now for the prop and on behalf of client, both you're doing then 40,000 is there. So 15,000 is adjacent, remaining 25,000 USD you need to maintain for BMC. Um, Also, if now for whoever is using Algo, there's a requirement of 75,000 USD. So additional 60,000 BMC deposits needs to be furnished by the broker dealers. Now, this BMC can be you can give us in fixed deposits or bank guarantee. So majority of members have shown their interest to fixed deposits from the banks who are there who have their presence from the in the IFSC. So all the IBUs from the IBUs we receive there are 6 banks who have been authorized to issue the FDRs and the bank guarantees. Now, there won't be any exposure to the trading limit with the BMC. We get queries sometimes whether any exposure with regard respect to BMC trading exposure will be given to the BMC amount. Now, what we have noticed sometimes that uh, so this FDRs when we receive, it has to be for a minimum tenure of 1 year and 1 day. Okay. A lot of times we receive FDRs which is lesser than that tenure, and we have to subsequently ask them to uh, resubmit the new FD with a tenure of minimum 1 year and 1 day. We have already appraised banks about this, but members need to take care of themselves regarding this. That minimum FDR for BMC is 1 year and 1 day. Also, a lot of time, what maturity comes during holidays, weekends. So members see BMC, you have to furnish. It has to be furnished throughout the year because we will not, or else we have to disable you for the trading. Now members need to see that when the maturity comes, the maturity doesn't fall on the weekends or on holidays. So suppose 1 year and 1 day you do it for 1 year and 1 day, irrespective of maturity coming on weekends or on holidays. The thing is that we we have to see that the maturities doesn't fall on those, is because you have to because bank have to again um, create another FD for the maturities, and we you have to have BMC deposits, otherwise we have to disable you. So members need to take care that it doesn't fall on, if falls on the weekends, then there's a letter from the banks you need to furnish in advance that it is on a maturity, and it will again be get renewed on the very same day. If that letter is or email from the bank is received, then otherwise there are chances that you may have we have to disable you. Now there is a strict instructions from coming from the IFSC also, that members need to have a presence in the IFSCA, and, and so there is a member letter which needs to be furnished along with FDRs. So member letters, a lot of members they send that has to come in a physical. So we do not receive member letter in Annexure 1 at the time of your renewal of the FDRs. So members need to ensure that with FDRs, the trading members need to provide NHA 1 as well as the FDRs along with the NHAs of the bank also on the very day when the maturity comes in. S- So coming to so another way to submit of BMC is through your bank guarantees. It has to be with format as per the Annexure 5, and as well as Annexure 6, and minimum period of by which you use your 12 months with claim period of at least 3 months. So same way at the expiry of maturity of bank guarantee, you need to furnish the renewals on the very same day when it is getting matured. So coming to the next point is your client onboarding and KYC requirement. So I would urge you to refer to these two circulars, and all the requisite details are there with respect to your KYC procedures and creation of UCC. So, just who are permitted over here. So any person resident outside India or NRI who is eligible under FEMA to invest offshore, and a resident who are eligible under FEMA for under the LRS scheme of RBI are allowed to be a client over here. So for LRS, for resident individuals who are eligible under LRS scheme of RBI, they can only invest allowed to trade in NSE IFSC register, that is US DRs or US stocks, which is commonly known over here. And for banks, it's only for the currency derivatives. And for NRIs, EFIs, and foreign investors can invest in forex of any of the products of the exchange. So for guidance for participating in US ideas for resident individuals, and so here one need to take care that US a person or resident of Canada are not allowed to trade in participate in US depository receipts. Okay. Anybody who wants, any client who wants to trade over here, they have to upload a form known as W8Ben or W8BenE with relevant UCI details before they commence their trading operations. Um, and LRS circulars of RBI has to be it needs to be taken care of, and whatever there is any amendments or any new circular with respect to LRS also needs to be taken care. Um, Also, here naked short selling it's not allowed. So broker dealer needs to take care of these relevant guidelines with respect to your NSE IFSC receipts or US DRs. So as I have already told you that these two circulars need to be taken care with respect to your KYC requirements and when you start with commencement of your client operations. So one of the important aspect of AML compliance here is that IFSC has already issued guidelines with regarding to the same. And for now, the foremost requirement, top of requirement is foremost that every broker dealer need to have a policy with respect to their AML guidance as issued by IFSC in 2022. Further, they need to register themselves in FinGate 2.0 with FIU, giving details of their entity, designated directors, and principal officer. So this is very important from the point of view of the obligations from the AML point of view. Um, so coming to other aspects of our compliances, cyber security and cyber resilience framework, um, all it is applicable to all the enabled members. So uh, any cyber unusual activities, cyber threats, or cyber incidents need to be informed to exchange within 6 hours of such incident through Unique portal as well as through our website. Yeah. So sorry. So it needs to be within 6 hours through Unit and so as I've already mentioned, as it is mentioned over here that reporting has to be done within the expiry of quarter, and that reporting has to be done through email, as per the email ID mentioned below. Um, now s- this is see a lot of members, even if there is nil, so there is still requirement of reporting it. So presumption that it is if you do not have any incident reporting, and but on the quarterly basis you need to report that there is a nil cyber incident report has activities has been reported. So and there's a very hefty penalty for the same of non-reporting in within the quarter. Um, this was quite evident last quarter. So we are appraising, and for the new members as well as the or the existing members, that needs to be taken care that non non even there's no single incidents which you think that it is to be reported to exchange, but new reporting is very compulsory. It's compulsory over here on a quarterly basis. Now, coming to the cyber security and cyber resilience audit, uh, there it is applicable to members who fall under different categories. For some members, it is half yearly. For some, it is, and most of them, it is annual. So, if you see type one, uh, broker-dealers who have traded through the exchange provided terminals, there's a requirement of half yearly submission of cybersecurity and cyber resilience audit report. And for broker dealers who fall under the type 2 category, mm, they have to come under the annual submissions. Yeah. So these are the for the annual submissions. So I'm sorry if I told you that half yearly submission is to be done by type 1. Type 1 is for the what they for the algo. Uh, who are using algorithmic trading module. They have only they are required to make their submissions in half yearly submissions. Others are there for the annual submissions. So we have provided the details. There are relevant circulars for this, and Exchange will come out with circulars every year. These requirements also change every time. So we come out with the requirements as well as any changes through relevant circulars from time to time, and then only we provide the timelines as well as what are the reference terms and other terms for the same. Now, we have observed that following points are not being some. These are issues which we find where after the submission, um, we receive submissions from the members, and we see that a lot of these criteria are not being met. So
Hi,
one of the
since we are
foremost
talking of
is
submission, can I just request you to clarify if there is any submission to be done for artificial intelligence or machine learning
so
usage
we
as
will
well?
coming. I'm coming to that point.
Okay, sorry, thanks.
Yeah. So so I just request if you can take we will be taking all your questions at the end. So a lot of the points we are anyways going to cover over here, or the quarterly, half yearly, and annual submissions. So it will be subsequently covered. If it is not covered, we can take at the end of the session, even on one-on-one basis also, if you can call us anytime. So we will take
Got
that
it,
at the end
thanks.
of the session. Yeah. So coming to the points which we have noticed at the time of submission, that a lot of members do not countersign the report. So only submission by the auditors or auditor signature is not compulsory. At the same time, broker dealer or counter signature is also required because you have accepted that audit report. That is also important. Right. So your counter signatures compulsory needs to be there. For all the non-compliant points, management comments is compulsory to be provided. And sometimes some of the terms of reference are edited or deleted in the audit report. Those should not be done because any all the terms of all the these things are maintained in the circular. When we come out with the circular, these things are there, and you should not be editing, or the your auditor should not be editing the terms of reference. Um, Auditor selection should be as per the criteria mentioned in the circular. So these are the things which we have noticed when we receive cybersecurity audit report, and Procurator needs to take care of this. So these are the observations which we find. So coming to system audit
These
point.
जो तो मुझे मतलब ये हरीश चाहिए but I'm not sure मतलब
So coming to the system audit, so annual system audit is prescribed for all the members who are using CTCL or IML or STWT or SOR and have presence of more than 10 locations with terminals of more than 15 numbers, um, who are depository part DPs. And so so all our circulars provide the criterias and selection norms, and it's in the same way with the reporting frequency is same as per cyber audit submissions. The criteria is the same, and penalty will be attracted for late submissions and for non-compliances reported by the auditors. So, coming to AI/ML, reporting frequency is annual, and all the active members of the exchange need to comply with the same. And active members are the members who have executed even a single trade during the quarter. And uh, Submission of this AML reporting is to be done through member portal. It has to be done on a quarterly basis, in on an annual basis. Report. So another important circle which has come from uh, IFSCA. This is IFSCA's circular, and they have started with respect to quarterly reporting, and this has to be done as per the format of and the format can be downloaded from the we have already issued a forwarding circular, as well as the circular has is there in the website of the IFSC of on 8th of February 2024. You can refer the circular of IFSC. The quarterly format reporting has to be done in the and that has to be sent directly to IFSC as well as to the exchange. Further, all the information has to be compulsory, needs to be provided over there, and as per the format, you only on the format which is there. So coming to the next point of internal audit, so in so internal audit is the frequency is half yearly, reporting is half yearly, and it's applicable to the broker dealers who have traded or during the half any single trade executed by the members or the clients. They need to comply with this half yearly frequency of reporting. Um, so it's the criteria is that it should be by CA, CS, or CMA or equivalent of the same in the foreign jurisdiction. Um, you need to submit the report in the format which will be informed by the circular, and any penalty or non-submissions or non-compliances related penalties. So they so coming to after coming to all this relevant half yearly, quarterly, annual submissions, now next is something which is event based of any members who are enabled over here, and even their members, any enabled or non-enabled, but any members who are there, any changes in uh, any event needs to be reported or prior approval. So for prior approvals, this change in shielding. So a lot of members have their basic queries that even fund infusions through issuance of share capital, whether any prior approval is required or any information is required. So yes, any fund infusion, there is a additional of shares. Additional shares is your change in shareholding pattern, and any changes will have to be taken as a prior approval. Any change in directors, change in name of the entity, for getting NOC for global access, any advertisement also. If you want to issue any advertisement, for that also prior approvals are required, and a lot of these have started to be coming through init portals. Now only some more are only through emails. Another is intimation. For only two things, there is an intimation, that is change in registered office and change in compliance office. That only you need to. There is no prior approval required for the same. Only intimation is required. Now, see for changing for changing for increasing paid up share capital, a lot of members have the query that authorized share capital. If there is change in authorized share capital, whether they need to take prior approval. No, that is not required. But whenever you're putting up an application for increasing paid up capital, you need to ensure that there is abundant bandwidth in your authorized share capital before you come with increasing for approval, prior approval for increasing share capital. Because only when your authorized share capital is there, exchange will be able to give you prior approval for increasing your share capital. So I just want to show you where these forms are there. These forms are actually there in our website. S- So so as you can just I just want to show you again. You can just visit our website. There's membership tab over here. You can see compliance forms. So all these forms are relevant forms are there. We are in a phase where you need to take up directly approval through init portal. As- once that is applicable to all of this, you need not to mail us also. You can just straight away take approvals from init portal. And till the time all the forms are there, you can just fill up the forms and send us with relevant documents, attachments. There is checklist in each of the forms, which will guide you what are the attachments you need to send us along with your application. So that is very self-explanatory. And if you have any concern or issues, you can reach us. Now coming to the any request event-based any request put up by broker dealers. These are the request fees, processing fees for the request of, and these are all there in our website. So I can just show it to you.
We need to send this application on mail, or is there any submission portal or change of shareholding pattern?
Change of sharing pattern. Right now we are accepting through mail.
Okay, okay. So where I can get this mail ID?
You can send it to membership@nscix.com, compliance@nscix.com, as well as regulatory@nscix.com. For
Oh,
yeah, we encourage everybody to use membership as well as compliance. If they come from the compliance point of view, if there is any compliance for membership, you can use any of the both the portals, both the email IDs over there. So
oh, and
yeah. Yeah. So I just want to show you, see, at the end, we want to show you this penalty. It is very important for all the members. I just wanted at the starting of the session also because um, a lot of broker dealers or members are ignorant about the penalty structure, and it is very important for us to comply because knowing the penalty is very important because any non-compliance will attract penalties, and it becomes we want from our side we want all the members to be compliant so that these penalties are not being levied to them, but at the same time it's very important for all of us to know the penalty structure. So this is very this is a circular where the penalty is mentioned. So it's a very exhaustive circular. I request everybody to go through it. So now we can take questions from members. I would first request them to come one by. We can take up questions. Anybody, if you have questions, you can put up in the chat, or you can we can take up. Yeah. So so Mr. Sainath has requested us for
Yeah, hi sir.
yeah.
So, Sainath here from MK IFSC. So, just wanted to understand, sir, when I'm seeing this PPT, the processing fee or the penalty, it's been mentioned in a dollar price. So,
Yes, sir.
is it any specific reason towards that? Because just wanted to understand that part. Like,
Uh,
Let me take that. Am I audible?
yes, ma'am.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, see, this happens to be an international financial services sector where all the transactions are permitted only in non-INR. So currently, all our transactions are happening only in dollars. So that's the reason why all the penalties are prescribed in dollars.
Okay, so like the payment has to be given in dollar or it is into conversion and then it is being paid. Like how is?
So essentially, all the members are required to have a exchange dues account here in IFSC with an IFSC banking unit here. So whatever penalties need to be debited need to be remitted to this exchange dues account in terms of dollars, and we will be debiting the exchange dues account towards these penalties.
And the prior intimation will be given to the members before debiting it.
Yes, in fact, whenever penalty is levied, the exchange always sends you an letter stating the reason for the penalty and the amount of penalty.
Okay, oh, thanks.
Yes, Mr. Dominic.
Hi, yes, I have a question about the cybersecurity and resilience framework. So in your slide, you mentioned that members shall inform the exchange within 6 hours of unusual activities pursuant to the SEBI circular. I wanted to check if the SEBI circular on technical glitches also applies to members in the IFSC because that one requires reporting within 1 hour of technical glitches. We noticed that there was no circular issued by NSEIX specifically on technical glitches or by IFSCA, but there was a reference to technical glitch in the cybersecurity audit terms of reference. And so we were a bit unsure about whether the technical glitch circular from SEBI applies.
Yeah, so hi Dominic, this is Bhavika.
Hi,
We
Bhavika.
are aware you've already sent us a mail in this regard, and we are in discussion with the regulator. See, in terms of SEBI circulars, there is the norm that we follow currently is that all the circulars which are issued prior to IFSCA coming into being are applicable. Right. So accordingly, thereafter, whatever circular SEBI is issuing, these are to be implemented on a best effort basis. Whereas actually they're not applicable, but in terms of the compliances, if they are implemented, it is on a as a good practice and on a best effort basis. But having said that, the point that you have raised with respect to the technical glitch point being there in the terms of reference, it is essentially for the members to have a policy in place or a process in place that in case they face a technical glitch, how are they going to be handling it? That's what is involved in the included in the terms of reference.
I see. Okay. So the way you see it is that SEBI circulars issued after IFSCA has sort of come into effect are only on the best efforts and it's not a regulatory requirement.
Yeah, unless and until see the two things to it. One, if IFSCA has issued a specific circular on
Yes.
that particular
Yeah.
topic or aspect, then the IFSCA circular will be applicable. In case there is no IFSCA regulation circular guideline with respect to that the particular topic at hand, then till 2021 when IFSCA came into being, then till that time, whatever circulars have been issued by SEBI are applicable. Circulars
I
issued
see.
thereafter,
Okay.
again, as I said, it is as a best practice that if we want to implement, we can.
Okay. I would request that if NSEIX can update the cybersecurity audit terms of reference to, I'm not sure, like to clarify this because the auditors take the position that because there's a reference to technical glitch, it has to be the SEBI circular on technical glitch that we comply with. And that caused a bit of friction in the last audit.
No, no. In case there is any specific, you've sent us a mail. I'm aware of that, and on that particular mail, we are in discussion with the regulators because see, essentially, as I've told you before, also IFSCA is in the process of coming out with their own circulars or guidelines with respect to
Yeah,
the applicable
understand.
compliances.
Yeah,
So that's how this
I don't mean
aspect
that.
also we are in discussions with them in terms of what should be the applicability.
Yeah, thanks so much. I appreciate that, and I don't mean that aspect. I mean in the terms of reference for the cybersecurity audit. I'm not sure if NSEIX can clarify that reference to technical glitch that you are not specifically referring to the SEBI circular because the auditors who are conducting the cybersecurity audit read that as saying that the SEBI circular applies as a regulatory requirement.
We'll look into it. As far as my understanding goes, I don't think we've specifically mentioned the SEBI circular in the terms of reference,
Yeah, there isn't
but
any
we can
reference.
take it up separately and whatever clarification that you might want, we will be willing to give that.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Miss Mitisha?
Sir, can you please share the slide from 2 to 7 since there was some network issue I was unable to attend.
We will send it to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
would you be able to share the full presentation to the attendees?
Okay, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Hello?
Miss,
Am I audible?
yeah, yeah, yes.
I just want to understand, is there any specific circular, the type of policies which we need to maintain as a member, like PAMLA, VAPT, cybersecurity, or the list of the policies which need to be maintained?
I've already showed you the compliance calendar at the very beginning.
Yes, I have referred that. In that, it
Yeah.
is only that internal audit policy regarding and cybersecurity, but there are though it is referring to the SEBI guidelines, and SEBI has specified a lot of other NSE guidelines. Okay, and in NSE there are many policies which are applicable. So all those are applicable to us also. Hello.
Yeah, so essential policies like your BCP policy, your surveillance policy, AML policy, all these policies should be in place. Risk management policy. So these are all basic essential policies. And see, in terms of compliances, if you see, major compliances are currently emanating from the SEBI circulars. So whatever policies as on date you have for your NSE operations, you can have the same policies adapted for your NSE IFSC operations as well.
Okay, so all the policies which I have for
Yeah.
NSE will be applicable to IX also. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any more queries? Miss Deepika?
Yeah, hi. I have one query related to the statements. Like the contract note and quarterly statement is explicitly mentioned in NSEI circular that it needs to be sent to the client. So apart from these two, what are the mandatory statement that needs to be sent to the client when the client is doing NSEI explicit transaction? Hello, was I audible?
Oh, I was
Yes.
really not able to hear your question. If you could just repeat it, please.
Yeah. So
And be more specific also if you can.
yeah, so there are two statements that is explicitly mentioned, like the quarterly statement and contract note that is to be sent to the client. Apart from these two, what are the other statements that broker dealer needs to send to the client?
See, in terms of statements that you need to send, there is no, as I said, majority of our compliances emanate from SEBI circulars itself as of now, till the time IFSCA comes out with its own circulars and guidelines. So till that time, whatever statements that you need to send to your Indian clients need to be sent, which essentially includes that whenever you are settling the account, if the client has opted for settlement, then you need to send the statement of account along with the extract of ledgers, right? One is that daily margin statement whenever the client trades needs to be sent. And then apart from that, your normal quarterly settlements, quarterly statements that you send to your clients. These are essentially the statements that you need to send to the clients.
Got it. Got it. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, ma'am. This is Purva. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I have very specific query with respect to the quarterly reporting that we do to ISCA as well as NSE. There's a point wherein it requires broker dealer to give the details of global access, wherein specifically mentions that a broker dealer who are providing global access to the client needs to give the details. But as a prop trading entity, we are doing global access for our own prop trading setup. We are not doing for any client. Still, are we required to give the global access details?
There, we've had this clarification from IFSCA. Probably they were in the process of updating the format. But the understanding is that even if you're doing proprietary trading as a part of the global access, you need to give this information.
Got it. Thank you so much. Also, one more query, a very generic query from my side. For a trading, for a broker dealer, the principal officer and compliance officer can be the same person, right?
Yes.
Uh, am I
So the
audible?
yeah. So the principal officer requirement comes in from the CMI regulations. Okay.
But can they be the same person, the principal officer and the compliance officer?
Yeah, coming to your specific queries, it can be the same person.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
But you are coming from the AML perspective, or you are coming from the CMI?
No, no, not from the AML perspective. AML specifically requires them to be a different person. I was referring with respect to the CMI regulations.
Can be the same person.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hi, sir. This side Basant from Vadman Global IFSC. Sir, I have two questions. My first question is that compliance officer is required to have an ISM 3 certificate.
No. That is not required. That is not mandated over here. And
Okay.
somebody from the chat has also asked you, so we have replied the same.
Okay, sir. And my second question is that we have got our enablement letter last month. So what all compliances we need to follow? Like we need to submit the network certificate and system
Yes.
audit, cyber audit.
Yeah, so this is the first question comes to everybody's mind whenever they register. So they have to refer to the compliance calendar. I hope you have joined the session before. I had shown the compliance calendar where we can, if you still want it, I can show you again. Um, just
Compliance calendar खोल लो.
share. I just want to share.
So there the term active members is mentioned. So what exactly active members means? If we have done the single trade, then we will be counted as an active members, right?
Enabled is your active membership. When you're enabled, that comes under for only for internal audit. There is an internal audit report submission. There is a requirement of you in trading, but any active members means enabled members.
So in that case, cyber and system audit will be applicable on us for this period, right?
Yes.
So what we will do is that the presentation deck which we'll be sharing, we'll keep up one slide on the eligibility also. So there are 7-8 compliances. We will mention, we'll keep a column stating that it is applicable to means which category on based on enablement, based on trading, or based on algo trading, or all. There are 3-4 criteria. We will mention that in one slide. We'll consolidate it. So that will probably answer all your questions.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Additionally, I want to clarify here that the quarterly reporting, which is mandated by IFSCA, that is applicable to all the registered members. All members who are registered with IFSCA, whether they are enabled or not, whether they're trading or not, the fact that they're registered with IFSCA, so quarterly reporting to IFSCA needs to be done.
So with this, we would like to end the session. And if there are any queries, members can come directly, reach us on phone, email, we are anytime. And at the same time, you can mail us at the rate compliance@nseix.com for any queries. We will be happy to answer you and assist you on any issues from compliance point of view.
So I would like to conclude with the intention of the exchange is not to penalize. Intention of the exchange is to help the members to comply. So to that extent, if you have any queries, please feel free to reach the compliance team. We will be there to support you. But the only thing that I want to say is that after the penalty is levied as per the approved circulars, it becomes very difficult for us to waive off the penalty, because the discretion of waiving of the penalty is not with the exchange but with the regulatory committee. So there it becomes very difficult for us to justify to the committee that the member is saying, I was not aware of the compliance. So I'm a new member, I'm not trading, because this is generally what we hear from the members, right? So to that extent, the idea was to do this compliance session today so that the members become aware of the submissions that they need to do, the compliances that they need to do, and they are able to comply with the required compliances and regulations. So going forward, also the regulatory team will continue doing these compliance sessions. But having said that, anytime that you have any queries, you can reach out to us and we will be more than happy to support you in complying. Thank you.